All right. Thank you, and thank you. Welcome to the Calvin Dean Show. Week 11 is upon us, people. Wow. Last week was some great games. I mean, we are right on track, guys. Okay, my picks, ready? 11 wins, 3 losses. The 3 losses was the Bills, the Ravens, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. 3. I had my massive upsets. I had my upset special. I had 2 of them. I had Houston over Cincinnati, and I had the Arizona Cardinals to beat the Atlanta Falcons. And that was huge. The other games I thought were really pretty easy to pick. The Ravens, they gave it away. And the Buffalo Bills just handed Denver the game. I mean, literally, even at the end. I mean, the guy misses a field goal. What happens? The Buffalo Bills have 12 guys on the field. That's a coaching error. And, man, that's just... I can't believe that had happened. And, I mean, they should have won that game. And from a stupid error. And I would have been 12-2, but hey, 11-3, I'll take it. Yeah, I definitely will take it. That's for sure. It was, I don't know. It was for me. It was an easy week. And when I saw the Cincinnati game, I said to myself, well, C.J. Stroud's on fire. And the kid is like top 5 QB in my rankings. And I just like, he's so good. And then I knew T. Higgins was going to be out. There was a couple other guys that were hurt. Jamar Chase on his back, and he was on the injury report all week, and he only practiced. He didn't practice fully. And he played. So I was thinking, Jamar Chase his back is bothering him, and man, when you're playing with a bad back in football, I just couldn't see the Bengals winning that game. I just couldn't see it. And then, it's just the Houston Texans. They're for real. I mean, for real. C.J. Stroud. I'm telling you something. It's all the coach. Think about it, guys. D'Amico Ryans comes in, San Francisco defensive coordinator, puts together a great draft. I mean, C.J. Stroud, come on, and just puts together a great team, young, but very talented team, and they're playing. Every single player is playing at their highest level, and I mean, literally, I'm so impressed with C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans. And D'Amico Ryans. I mean, just wow, man. They're just playing at very elite football at this moment in time. That's for sure. I just blew me away. And how about the Detroit Lions? Wow. I predicted that game too. I knew they'd beat the Chargers. So it's just that they're just a better team. I don't know how you could bet against them. I just don't. And then the Jets game, there's no way I'm going to take the Jets. Their offense just is atrocious. And then the whole thing that really gets to me, and I love Sal. I mean, I love the coach. He's great. I do. I like Sal. I like him. He's a good guy, and he's in touch with the team. But you got to come to an understanding that, the reason why I picked 11 teams to win last week and only lost 3, right? Really lost 2, but let's just say 3. Okay, I did. I lost 3, right? The reason why is because I don't have any love for, I do like certain teams, but I don't love them in a sense that I'm not going to, if I think they're going to lose, they're going to lose. if I'm thinking they're going to win. I mean, I told everyone last week my lock of the week, and this was a pretty ballsy lock. I had the Niners over the Jags. That was my lock. When I say lock to anyone, that means it's there. You best get on that lock, because it's just, by now locks are like over 90%, and I just knew they would come out. They had Trent Williams back. They had Deebo Samuel's back. They added Chase Young. I mean, it just looks even better, and Purdy just lit it up. And I just knew they would, it's a great talented team. I tell you, Trent Williams is huge. That's how big Trent Williams is. He was out for the last 3 games. Well, the game they lost against Cleveland, which actually they should have won because the kicker misses a 41-yard field goal. Wow. But anyway, they should have won the game. Trust me, I have that as a win in my books. And but anyway, just the way they are, you have to understand the Niners. They have such a great team, and when you have such a great team with high-priced players, when that player goes down, like a Trent Williams, there's absolutely no one on that team, or any other team, mind you, that could step in and play like Trent Williams. There's no one like that. He's the best left tackle in the game. If you look at him, he's number 71 of the San Francisco 49ers. He's a monster. He opens holes linebackers, they fear him. Are you kidding me? Corners, they duck under if he's coming towards them. They hide, because the guy's a house, and he opens up holes, and then he keeps the defenders away from Purdy. So that's a big role, and he's been down. So it's, everyone's got off the Purdy bandwagon and all that crap. And I sat there going, nah, guys, the only way you can call games like I do is you got to know who's hurt and how the team is hurting and how they're going to play, So you really have to be in tune with that. And you can't really be in tune with too much of the antics like the morning line and all that stuff, Just you have to be aware of it, So let's just get right down to it, guys. Let's go to Thursday Night Football. Oh, yeah. I love it, man. Oh, wow. These two teams are smarting. They were two teams. I called Houston over Cincinnati last week, and I knew it because T. Higgins hurt. So many people, you just have to know all that stuff, guys. You can't just say, I think they're going to win because they're my favorite team. If you're like that, if you're betting or whatever, you can't have any type of feeling in the game. You have to just pick it, and don't go on consensus, like the norm to people. Listen to the Calvin Dean Show, all right? All right, then. Yeah, I just had to check and see if it's true, but it is true, guys. Mr. Hendrickson of the Cincinnati Bengals, the defensive end, the guy who is in a quarterback's face all the time, needs to be double teamed, is out. He had a hyperextended knee, and he will be out for at least 1 or 2 games. So their defense is already 27th. So, hello. It's T. Higgins is questionable. And, wow. Okay, guys. Here's some more bad news for the Cincinnati Bengals. Injury report, T. Higgins. Yes, T. Higgins is out as well. Wow. I mean, that's not good, guys. That is not good for the Cincinnati Bengals. T. Higgins, it's a hamstring. Sam Hubbard, an ankle. And Andre Lovis, a knee. They all ruled out for the Thursday night football game. Oh, man. And then that means that they're going to have to rely heavy on Trenton Irwin and Tyler Boyd to step up to Jamar Chase as, at wide. And Jamar Chase is hurt. He's back. So, and like I said, Hendrickson's knee, he's going to be out. Wow. And Charlie Jones is questionable and still needs to be activated to the 53-man roster. Wow. I mean, you just have to look at all this, guys. Even though you're a Cincinnati Bengal lover or whatever, if you want to call games, you best know your stuff, You best know what's going on. You need to know the rankings, the stat-wise of each team. And, the Ravens, their fourth offense, Bengals 27th. Bengals defense 27th, Ravens defense fourth. The passing of Bengals is 19th, and the passing for the Ravens is 16th. Terrible interception last week, Lamar Jackson. I just don't understand. That was a terrible mistake. Pick six, put the guys right in bang, and they lose the game. That was one of the most embarrassing times that I've seen the Ravens just fall apart. And the passing, they're at 16th. But the rushing for the Cincinnati Bengals, 32nd. They're not going to do any better against the Ravens defense, that's for sure. And the rushing for the Ravens is number 1. So I'm going to give this one up to the Baltimore Ravens over the Cincinnati Bengals on Thursday Night Football. The next game, we have the Cowboys going into Carolina Panthers. Cowboys looking all that and then some, guys. It's just wow. The only thing with these kind of games, I get scared as a Cowboy fan. If you're a Cowboy fan, I get scared on these kind of games because these are the kind of games that, I don't know what, but guys, especially the Cowboys, they always seem to just, games like this away, it's going to be bad weather. Any given Sunday, Cowboys losing in this game, but I don't see that happening. I'm giving that up to the Dallas Cowboys over to Carolina Panthers on Sunday. The next game, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers going into Cleveland, playing the Cleveland Browns, who really, they really didn't play as good as the Ravens did last week. But, I give it up to him, but I wasn't convinced. Deshaun Watson, everyone. Oh my, guys. You thought it was his hamstring or his knee or his leg, but he has a broken bone in his shoulder. He's going in for surgery. He's out for the season. Wow. Just think about that, him coming back. A quarterback, shoulder. Hello. How's that contract looking now for the Cleveland Browns? Next year, they're going to be terrible, guys. The top 3 earners, right, of the Cleveland Browns, top 3 earners, are going to be 53% of their contract. 53% of their contract. No, 56%, excuse me. Wow. They're going to have to be torn apart. They're going to have to get rid of people. Wow. Or they're going to have to restructure his contract, and he's not going to do that. Anyway, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers going into Chicago, playing not Chicago, Cleveland Browns. I'll be okay. Chicago, my kind of town. That's the next game. Anyway, Pittsburgh going into Cleveland, playing the Cleveland Browns. We have the offense of the Steelers is 30th, the Browns 18th. But now, hello, no Deshaun Watson. Their defense is number one still. Defense for the Steelers 25th. I think the Steelers play harder than 25. They just find a way to win. It's so strange. It's great coaching. That's the great coaching. He's never had a losing season. Amazing. Tomlin's just a genius. He's a player's type of coach. He really knows how to get the best out of every single player. I love that. I love that in Tomlin. And then the passing is 30th. I just not sold on Kenny. I'm just not sold on Kenny. I'm sorry, guys. Just not sold on him. Cleveland Browns, who knows? Their passing is 26. Deshaun Watson's gone. They're saying they're going to start a rookie. I've just... Wow. And the rushing for the Pittsburgh Steelers, 22nd. They have been getting better. Mind you, they started. Najee Harris is starting to really go well. Warren is doing well. Both those guys. Watch out for those guys. Watch out. The rushing for the Browns, still fourth. It's top five. I mean, thanks for Ford. Ford is, Chubb. I read something where Chubb has been mentoring Ford. And he's been just telling him, constructive criticism, and Ford is just sucking it in and doing a great job. I would love to see the Browns win this game. I'm sorry. I don't see the Browns winning this game at all, guys. I just don't see it happening. I wish I did. I wish I could see it happening, but the Browns are given 2.5 points. Well, guess what? This is going to be my upset special of the week. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to go into Cleveland and beat the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland on a Sunday afternoon. Eastern time is 1 p.m. Anyway, my next game is the Detroit Lions playing host of the Chicago Bears. That kid, he's been really. I mean, Chicago's been doing better. They've been doing better. They picked up Swain, and from the Washington Commanders, Sweat. I'll be fine. Anyway, they gave him an extension, like a 4-year, $98 million contract. Montez Sweat. Guys, Montez Sweat. And the Lions looked all that and then some. I called the Lions in that game last week as well. This week they're in Ford Field, Detroit. I just don't see the Bears. They're given 9 points. And I think it's the Bears are really going to lose this game. That's for sure. And I'm just going to give this one up to the Detroit Lions over the Chicago Bears in Detroit. They're going to be 8-2. Detroit 8-2, guys. They could win. They could be the Lions. The Lions could be 8-2 after this game, right? Think about it. The Lions could actually win the number one seed in the NFC if they played their cards right. Right? All right. So then the next game I have the Chargers going into Green Bay, playing the Green Bay Packers. Wow. That's a tough order because the Packers at home, their offense is 23rd. The Chargers offense is 16th. The Chargers defense is still 28th with all that talent. I just don't understand it. It's just terrible. And the defense of the Packers are 9th. They're still top 10 defense. Even at their record's terrible. 10 passing of the Chargers are 10th, top 10. Packers are 23rd. 24th rushing for the Chargers, 23rd rushing for the Packers. Well, if you had Haybear, I mean, how can you be top in rushing? Yeah, you know what I mean? So definitely this is an easy pick. This is going to be my lock of the week. My lock of the week is the Los Angeles Chargers to beat the Green Bay Packers over in Lambeau Field. Man, Lambeau Field, it's probably going to be cold and rainy and snowy. Ooh, gotta love this time of year, right, guys? We have the next game. We have Kyler Murray's just off his win that I predicted last week against the Atlanta Falcons. That was my second upset I called. And he's going into Houston playing CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans. You know, you better watch out, Texans. You better watch out. This is not going to be such an easy game. You know, coaches, watch out. Seriously, you know, Houston's favored by 4 points. You know, I'd be careful. Kyler Murray's in town. It's a young Bucks. He's a little bit, you know, they're going to know how to get the job done. I'm going to give this one up to the Houston Texans at home. They really play good at home, but it's going to be a closer game than everyone thinks. Very close. One or 2 point game. The next game we have the Titans. Tennessee Titans going into the Jacksonville, playing the Jacksonville Jags. The Jags met a team that I had predicted before they started the season to be in the Super Bowl this year, and they lost to the 49ers. So they're going to bounce back in this game. They're a much better team than the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans offensive coordinator should be fired. I would fire him. He's terrible. I mean, the defense of the Titans are 12th. They didn't show it last week. The Jags are 17th. Offense for the Jags, 21st. Offense for the Titans, 28th. I mean, the Jags are 21st in passing and the 27th for the Titans. The Titans were like 31st. But after Will Levis come back, they've gone down to 27th. But that's terrible. He looked bad last week. The whole team did. Rushing 17th for the Titans and 16th for the Jacksonville Jags. They're going to be at home. Jacksonville's a much better team than the Tennessee Titans. I'm going to give this one up to the Jacksonville Jaguars. The next game we have the Las Vegas Raiders coming off of 2 straight wins, going down to the Dolphins, coming off their bye. The Dolphins, they're going to be rested. I can see, I don't know if everyone's going to be healthy enough to play on the Dolphins because they have been hurt. A lot of the players have been hurt on the Dolphins. So I'd definitely pay attention to the injury report right before this game. But, I just don't see the Dolphins losing this game. I'm going to give this one up to the Miami Dolphins over to the Las Vegas Raiders in Miami. But it's going to be closer than everyone thinks. I think if Max Crosby gets in the face of Tua, it's going to be a very close game. But if you can't get a pass rush against the Dolphins, it's going to be a very long game for the Raiders. So, just check the injury report on this game. But I'm giving this one up to the Dolphins. We have the New York Giants going into Washington, playing the Washington Commanders. I mean, the leading yards for the season so far, over 2,700 yards passing, gives it up to Sam Howell of the Washington Commanders. So the guy is, he's lighting it up. The New York Giants are on quarterback number 3, DeVito. I feel sorry for the kid. The team's not playing behind him. They're the 29th in offense, and the Commanders are 13th. The defense on both ends, 31st for the Giants and 32nd for the Commanders. The passing of the Commanders is 5th in the NFL, 5th. And passing for the Giants are last, they're 32nd. It's terrible. The only thing that the Giants had was rushing, and that was Daniel Jones. And I'm going to tell you something about Daniel Jones, everyone. He tore his ACL. He went back into a huddle after tearing his ACL, and he ran a play. He's that gutsy. He knew he screwed his knee up. He knew he tore it. And he just dropped back and then he fell. And he just couldn't do it. Guys, that's a stud. And don't ever bag on his, Deshaun Watson. What, he didn't play for a while? Why? Oh, he hurt hamstring or something. Oh. But Daniel Jones steps up. And just that blew me away. And the passing of the Commanders, like I said, and then the rushing. I mean, this is 12th, like I was telling you. Daniel Jones, Barkley. This is Commanders' defense is 32nd. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch. I'm going to give this one up to the home team, the Washington Commanders, over the New York Football Giants. We have the Tampa Bay Bucks after big win last week against the Tennessee Titans. And they're going into San Francisco. It's going to be fun to watch. Baker Mayfield's been just on fire, and Evans has been just on fire, and it's just it's going to be a fun game to watch. I mean, you have 31st rushing offense is the Tampa Bay Bucks. They just, I don't know what it is. They just can't run. And they have the 8th ranked rushing offense of the 49ers. And then you have the offense itself for the 49ers is 6th. 24th for the Buccaneers. It's just, the Buccaneers, and don't hate me, Tampa Bay fans or anyone else like that, but they're just not in the same category as the 49ers. Mano to mano, talent against talent. Great coach on both sides. Both coaches are just great. I very highly respect both coaches. I'm giving this one up to the 49ers over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The 49ers will be 7-3 after this game. We have the next game is kind of it's the first 125 game, and it's the Jets going into Buffalo playing the Buffalo Bills, who literally gave Denver the game. I mean, I don't blame it on Josh Allen, people. You cannot blame it on just Josh Allen. 2 of those passes were right on the hands of the receiver. Right in the hands, mind you. It wasn't like too high. They were right in the hands. They had their hands out. Their, 2 hands ready to catch the ball. And it goes right through their hands. Right through their hands. Wow. And then Cooks. Fumbling. One of the first plays of the game. I mean, and then another play where Josh and Cooks had a miss handoff. I guess the ball slipped out of Josh's hand. And then Josh's interception. So he really had 2 turnovers. But it was really 4 because of 2 other interceptions. But those 2 interceptions that he had off the guy's hands, that's not on him. It counts against him, but not really on him. They really won that game. That's another game that was just given. They gave that game. Not this game, guys. It's in Buffalo. The Jets, yeah, my brother, I love you, brother. I love you. Brian Watson, I love you too, bro. I know you guys are Jet fans, and I know it. I just can't see the Bills losing this game. I just don't see it. I think they have a better offense. The Jets have a great offense, but I think the Bills have a better offense. The Jets have a great defense. The Bills have a great defense. That's the thing with this. Bills have a really good defense, and Zach Wilson's not strong at all. Solace that he keeps, talking great stuff about Zach. I just don't see it. Giving up to the Buffalo Bills. Next game, we have the Seahawks going into Los Angeles SoFi Stadium, playing the 3-6 Rams. I mean, wow. I mean, just the Rams, they're just falling apart. But, I mean, the Seattle, this is on paper, this is a pretty easy game. This is a pretty even game. I mean, 19th ranked offense for Seattle, 17th for Rams, 19th for defense of the Seattle Seahawks, 13th for the Rams, 14th in passing for the Seahawks, 15th for the Rams. Rushing for the Seattle Seahawks is 25th. Rushing for the Rams is 19th. Wow, this is like an even Steven game. I mean, the Seahawks are giving away 1 point. 1 point. And you would think, they should be favored by more than 1 point. The reason why they're not favored by more than 1 point is because this game is virtually an even game. I mean, 1 point, the Rams are at home. Seahawks, I mean, there's going to be a lot of people at that stadium, 60,000 people, loud. Not as loud as Seattle, but loud. This is going to be it's a hard game to call. I mean, I could see the Rams winning this game. I'm going to give it up to the Rams at home. Los Angeles Rams over the Seattle Seahawks. This is a mild upset. Okay, guys, we have Sunday Night Football. Oh, yeah, Sunday Night Football. We have the Minnesota Vikings going into Denver, playing the Denver Broncos, 4-5, living high now. I mean, they just beat two great teams, right? Kansas City and Buffalo. So they got to be high. It's in Mile High Stadium. Now, the thing of it is about this game, Joshua Dobbs, the Minnesota Vikings coach, stated that he will not be starting this game. The rookie is going to be starting this game. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. These coaches, I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. A Sunday night football game, very important to win this game and go on in the playoffs. Because the Rams are going to beat the Seahawks, and then the Seahawks would be 6-4, right? And the Vikings, if they played Joshua Dobbs, they'd be 7-4 at the end of this game. Get what I mean? See what I mean now? See, they be there. They'd be close to the Detroit Lions, not too close, but almost there. They'd be keeping up, right? And keeping up in the playoff scene. I just don't get it. Because of that, and it's in Denver, I'm giving this one up to the Denver Broncos in Denver on Sunday Night Football. And that's the only reason why. Because Joshua Dobbs, they're not going to start him. It's just, wow. I mean, that blows my mind. It doesn't matter. The biggest game of the whole week is this one right here. It's called Monday Night Football. You have the Eagles 8-1 going into Kansas City playing Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, and Patrick Mahomes. It's going to be a fun game. It's going to be a great game. It's the Super Bowl all over again. I mean, it's just each team is so close. Offensive for the Eagles is 8th. Offense for the Chiefs is 14th. The defense is for the Eagles is 11th. The defense of the Chiefs is 3rd. 12th in passing for the Eagles. 7th in passing for the Chiefs. 10th in rushing for the Eagles. 10th and 21st for the Chiefs. Wow. This is going to be a great game. I mean, Travis Kelce. Taylor Swift, it's all about that. You know that, right? I mean, let's maybe I should call Taylor and see which team she's going to root for. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So You guys, this is going to be such a hard game to call. I mean, it's like, it's in Kansas City. It's on Monday Night Football. It's going to be a great game. It's just going to be one of those epic games. The Kelsey brothers going after each other. The Chiefs just coming off a humiliating loss, to the Denver Broncos. And, it's in Arrowhead Stadium. I just don't see the Chiefs bending in this one. I think it's going to be a great game. I think it might be a high-scoring game. I really do. I think the Chiefs are going to come up with a pick six and the Chiefs' defense. And I think the Eagles will bend. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, like maybe 42-38 or something like that. I'm going to give this one up to the Kansas City Chiefs. Yes. And you know why? Because Taylor Swift. That's the only reason why. Yeah, Taylor Swift is the reason why the Chiefs will beat the Eagles on Monday Night Football. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. Week 11. All right. And I'll see you guys on Saturday morning for Fantasy Football Roundup. Okay, guys. Have a great one. Thank you for listening. Take care.